No, let's see if anybody shows up. Okay, it says two people are there, but what two people? Because nobody said anything. Who's there? Yes. So I didn't want to take over. I didn't want to take over anybody else's live. That's why I got off of their live. So here's what just happened. I was sitting here and suddenly the fire alarm went off outside. And I took a little video of it so you could hear it because it was loud. This is what it was. I mean, it was loud. So I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? So I go outside. I call my husband because he wasn't home. I didn't smell smoke. I couldn't tell if something was on fire. So I waited till my husband got home and then I went outside. And what apparently happened was, because the fire department just came into our apartment, they're going apartment to apartment. The fire suppression system, the pipe split. So I go up there and there's water pouring down the sides of the building and inside. And this one woman, you guys, I mean, my God, it's Christmas Eve. She opened up her apartment door. I was standing there. Her entire ceiling has collapsed. She's pregnant with two little kids. And the fire department is telling her to get out. So all these other neighbors have had their power shut off. Their ceilings have collapsed. It's Christmas Eve. Like, I don't know. So the fire department came in. The only thing we have is water seeping through the floor in the kitchen. So I've got all these towels down, sucking up the water that's now seeping into our apartment. But he said, if it's not coming through the vents at this point, which the other neighbor, it actually came through their vent. And the guy said, it started coming through the circuit breaker box. He goes, that's when I knew we had to get out. So it was a water pipe that broke. There was no fire, but I feel so bad because it's Christmas Eve and half of our neighbors now have to be relocated. I don't know where they're going to send them. Where do you send somebody when everything they have, they're not allowed back into their apartments? Everything they have, their clothing, everything, they have nothing. Like I said to my husband, we are so lucky. We still have our power, our water, our heat. The worst thing that's happened is they've shut off our the power to the stove, which I can't cook on anyway. I don't care. But then they shut off the power to my washer dryer. And so I'm going to have a lot of towels to wash in a little bit because they're all over the floor in the kitchen. But considering what the neighbors are going through, who cares? Oh my God, I just feel so bad. Like I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do to help them. Terrible, horrible, especially during the holidays. That poor woman's pregnant. She can't even get into her apartment to get her baby stuff or to get the gifts that she has for her two little kids, or horrible. So some thoughts, some prayers and crazy corgi. The apartment, before we could move in here, we had to prove that we had apartment insurance, renter's insurance. So we have insurance, but since it's their pipe that burst, if we had damages, I would assume that they would take care of it. But if they don't have any empty apartments to move them into, I don't know where they would put them. I mean, I'm pretty sure the hotels are, what do you call it? I'm pretty sure the hotels are booked. I don't know where these poor people are going to go. I feel so terrible. And the one girl who's pregnant, her dad lived in the apartment. I was like, oh, she can go to stay at her dad's. And the guy goes, I'm her dad. I'm in the apartment above. My apartment's flooded too. I was like, I feel terrible for these people. Anyway, we're okay. And the only inconvenience I have is that I can't do laundry or cook. Yeah, world's smallest violin playing. But you know how I feel about good thoughts for people. So hopefully there'll be some good thoughts for the neighbors. And I mean, if we had the room, I'd take them in here. I mean, I told you guys before how crunched. There's 4 of us in a 2-bedroom apartment. One son's already sleeping in the middle of the living room. Like I have nowhere to put them, or I would offer something. I don't have anything to offer. Terrible. Oh, my poor neighbors. Terrible. Anyway, somebody said bake. I can't bake. This power to the stove has been cut off because right next to the stove is where the water's coming out. Because, you know, the water works its way down and it's pouring out from underneath my kitchen cabinets. Valerie Lowe, yes, this is due to the cold weather up in the very attic. It's not the regular water pipes that froze. It was, get this, you guys, it's the fire suppression system. So these things that are in the attic, that are in my ceiling, that if there's a fire, they go off, are now not operational. But the fireman said that the management is aware of that. I just realized why I'm so dark. There you go. Management is aware that the fire suppression system isn't working either. So, yeah. Chrissy, I completely agree. It saves me the trouble of having to cook. But I feel so bad for my neighbors. Anyway, it's we still have water. I still have water. I still have power. I still have you know, heat. I luckier. This is one of those let's count your blessings things. You know what I mean? Terrible. Yeah. Oh my God, terrible. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a fabulous holiday. Hanukkah has been great so far this year. I got a sous vide. I've always wanted one. So guess what? I can still cook with the sous vide. It's in the kitchen. I got a Thermomix a couple years ago. That's in the kitchen. And the best part is the coffee maker is still working. I can have my coffee. What does it say? Megan's Mole, make a fire and cook like how the cavemen used to do it back in the day. No. But I probably will. I mean, the apartment complex will take care of these people, and these people have renters insurance. You have to have it to live here. So I'm pretty sure they'll have everything they need. I just think it's a terrible situation. Anyway, yeah, lots of you people, Malaysia, UK, Ireland. Megan's Mole, people are telling you hello. Happy Hanukkah. Thank you. Thank you guys. So we're safe. Fitness safe. I mean, my husband looks at me and goes, well, we may have to go live in a hotel room. And I'm like, really? And how are we going to do that with with the dog and 2 cats? Because I'm not leaving the pets here. And hotels won't allow that. If my pets stay here, I stay here. I'm not going to go somewhere without the cats or without Finn. Somebody's at the door. It might be the fireman again. Oh, okay. Fireman again. Oh, okay. Water. Anyway, just a moment, people. The water is pouring out under the cabinets. So the stove is off and the washer dryer is off. Such is life. Verbo or Airbnb, get a camping stove. It's Christmas Eve. Almost everything is closed. I don't think I'm going to get anything at this point. Megan's Mole, love your videos. Can you do one with Sue? Listen, I just have one more bit of information to put out, which has nothing to do with what's happening to my poor neighbors. A tweet. Again, you guys, I do not follow Mr. Boozy. I'm not interested in Mr. Boozy. However, a tweet was sent to me that says, this is from Mr. Boozy. Here, I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? I don't think so. Well, it says, Hate accounts think a news article about them doxing. Wait until there is an entire documentary devoted to exposing them and their online harassment campaign. Once again, I'd be interested to know who's doing that so that they can point out the fact that by the article, we've already talked about this before, that article that was put up online is, here, let me pull it up. The article that's pulled up online says, and I'm quoting right from it, the doxing refers to publishing somebody's private or identifying information like their legal name if their public persona is anonymous. It's published to intimidate or aid in a harassment campaign. So having him put out my full legal name, my age, my state, my profession, my husband's profession, my son's diagnosis, knowing that anybody could go to Google and type in my full name, my age, and my profession, and I pop right up in Google, that's doxing. But I wonder if the documentary will reach out to any of the YouTubers to get their thought processes before they publish, because if they do, they're probably going to throw my name out there, and who knows where that will go. Right now, he's not bothering me, but I have a feeling that's probably going to come to an end soon. Whatever. Let's see, whatever. I'm okay. As I was just explaining, a water pipe broke in the apartment complex, and all my neighbors around me have been, the lady above me who's pregnant, her ceiling just collapsed in. Everybody's been tossed out of their apartments, no power, no heat. Now they have nowhere to live. It's Christmas Eve. I'm shocked. And apparently the fire suppression system now that's in all of these apartments is non-operational. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. The poor neighbors. Baking is overrated. I agree. What are your thoughts on Megan's Unforgiven documentary that's coming out soon? I don't know anything about that, unless that's the one with Nelson Mandela, where it was done years ago and they basically slapped their names on it. That's the only one that I'm aware of. So, Jack Beans, you can't find Yankee Wally on YouTube because Yankee Wally was removed again. She does have her Twitter back, though. So she's on Twitter and she's on Rumble. So you can reach to her there. And let's see if there's anything else. Woo. I can't believe this is all going on today. I feel so bad for my neighbors. Like, I don't know what to say. Anyway, unless you guys have any other major questions, I think I'm going to end this. Anybody else got questions? I'm looking. Megan's Mole, you want to come on my live? Are you still there? I'll send you a message. Come on live. I doubt she'll answer. Anybody else have any questions? Apparently mine has a new documentary. Minge has a new documentary called Unforgiving. Unforgiving? Oh, I gotta look this up. You guys mind if I do that while we're on? Let's see. Meghan Markle documentary, Unforgiving. Ugh, I'll have to look at that later. It's giving me a migraine. Yeah, Unforgiven, exactly, Jack. Like what she did with her dad and her sister. Unforgiven. Okay, you guys. So I'll look into that. Like I said, I'm gonna do a tomorrow morning. I'm going to put up a video about Finn, showing back when he was just a little tiny little puppy. And the fact that now his ears, there's one section where his ears literally go up, down, up, down, up, down, like he's about to take off. It's hilarious. Trying to get A super chat with questions can't send. Why? Ooh, no idea. Remember, I'm technically challenged. Remember that. So when you guys try to ask me to do stuff, I can't explain it. Laura says, you and your family can jump on a plane to Houston and have Christmas with us. Very nice. Thank you, but no, we can't do that. All right. So tomorrow morning for Christmas, I'm going to put up the video I did for Finn. And for those of you, today's Saturday, right? Like I've lost track of my days. I think, yeah. And the Patreon is going to get their video Sunday morning as well. And then, yeah, regular thing on Monday, assuming I'm still here, assuming water doesn't keep pouring in. And because they told us if the water starts coming through the vents, which I think if it was going to, it would have happened by now. And so far, there's only water coming out through the flooring. Yeah, towels soaking wet again. You know, water finds its way down to the lowest point, and I guess we're the lowest point. Audrey Jensen, yes, I have power. I have power. I have water. I have heat. I thought they were going to shut the water off because it was, you know, a water thing. And then the fireman said it was the fire suppression system pipe that blew. So the regular water is still fine because I immediately ran and filled up the bathtubs with water. You know how you do that so that you can flush the toilets. But he said I just emptied those out because he said that's not the problem. So, yeah. All right, you guys, then I wish I could get in touch. I mean, you know what? Hold on one second. She said, I can't, she can't get on live because she's running around with the little one. Next time, give me a heads up. Next time I will. This was just my thing. Ooh, dark chocolate. Oh, baby grandma. Look at this. Oh my God. Michelle, actually, several people have already told me that, but here's the thing. I have insurance. The only thing I'm concerned with are like the kids' baby albums and my father's artwork and stuff like that, that I didn't put it into storage because for me, that's irreplaceable. The rest, everything else in this apartment, from the bike to this computer, can all be replaced. I'm not worried about any of it. That's what insurance is for. I'm only worried about the kids' baby albums and stuff like that. So, but the water's still going to come down. Vermont to 13 degrees. Hey, tea time. It was colder here than in Vermont. That's scary. It was 11 degrees. No, I'm sorry. It was 9 degrees last night. Woo, it's cold. It's cold. Wow. It said, uh-oh. It's illegal to live with no fire suppression. Everyone should be put up in a hotel. I'm not going to a hotel because the hotels will not allow me to take the cats and the dog. And I'm certainly not leaving them here. And it's too late to board them anywhere. So, no. I'm staying right here. They're going to have to, either that or they're going to have to find somebody that'll take me, my husband, 2 boys, and the dog, and the 2 cats. I can't, I don't even want to think about it. Victoria, I'm in the South. Audrey, Finn comes on in the morning as soon as I wake up, which is usually around somewhere between 5:30 and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So as soon as I wake up, I'll come in and I'll click the button. I hope you guys will like the video. I'd forgotten how little he was in those videos. Little tiny thing scampering along. And yeah. Megan's mole. It's negative 15 here, quite whinging. Are you Fahrenheit or Celsius? Megan's mole. Fahrenheit or Celsius? Jody said they can't decline the pets. Found a place we could take our cats. They have to provide a place for pets too. Right. Here's the thing. The apartment complex, I think they should be putting their attention towards the neighbors who literally have lost everything. Their ceilings have collapsed and they have no power, no water, no heat. Turn your attention to them, get them someplace. They're all standing outside in the cold, trying to figure out what they're going to do, where they're going to go, what's going to happen. Finding me a place to go simply because the fire suppression system isn't working for 24, 48 hours is the least of my problems. That's the least of my problems. Brenda Ballou the Bear just wrote, the Unforgiven thing with Meghan Markle are complaining about what went wrong in the royal family. We get to find out why Tudor Production on YouTube has it. HG Tudor? Tea Time said wine helps. Yeah, if I was a drinker, I bet it would. Remember, I really don't drink alcohol. I'm one of those people. You guys already know how I feel about the bad language. I just find it unnecessary to use foul language. It's just, to get your point across. I think when you use foul language, I think it just makes you look worse, if that makes sense. And I'm not big on, my thing about lying. Once you lie, you lose credibility, and you never have to worry about telling the truth if you don't lie. If you lie, you're always going to trip up, which is what's happened to Meghan and Harry. And alcohol, I'm not. I might have a glass of wine with dinner like every 6 months or something, or if I'm out at a super, expensive restaurant, and I want something nice to go down with my dinner. But other than that, no, I'm not a drinker either. Okay, let's see what Linda here said. Post house fire, 14 months in a hotel, 3 dogs, 2 animals, sometimes extra fee, fire insurance, hotel plus pet fees, but missed my house. Oh, Linda, that's terrible. I don't know. I don't know what the law is about us being in an apartment with the no fire suppression system. Maybe tomorrow they'll have a plumber come out and fix that line. But like I said, considering what's going on right now with all the other neighbors who, as we speak, are upstairs begging to go in and salvage what they can out of their apartments, this is a non-issue. It's a non-issue, but I just feel bad for my neighbors. I really do. I don't know what I could possibly do on Christmas Eve to help them. They're all standing around outside in the cold or sitting in their cars with the heater on because they can't go in. I mean, it's terrible. Oh, partly cloudy. Sue, I got 2 days and my Twitter suspension is gone. See you on the 27th. We will see you on the 27th. Melanie, I didn't even think about that. Maybe I should go out and let them know that they can call the Red Cross. And then if you have a fire, you won't be covered. Oh, I believe I will. They might sue the apartment complex, but I will be covered under my insurance policy. That's not me. Can you call the fire department and ask them? Actually, they were just here. We left our front door unlocked. They've been going in and out of all the apartments. So I just unlocked the door so they could just let themselves in as need be. Here, Kurt just wrote, my power just went out, wrapping up in a blanket with a heating pad. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Make a big pot of hot chocolate. Yeah, you know what? I might go out and see if anybody wants some hot chocolate or some coffee, if I can offer them at least a warm drink. That's not a bad idea. All right, guys. Some nice thoughts for the neighbor would be appreciated. For the neighbors, there's like 6 apartments. These people are out. And just some nice thoughts for them would be appreciated. And good idea about the tea and the coffee. I'm going to go do that right now. I hope everybody has a wonderful, Merry Christmas, a safe Christmas, and be looking out in the morning for Finn and Megan's mole. Yes, the fireman that came to the door was taller than me and quite good looking. All right. You guys have a fabulous Christmas.